All right, hi everybody. I want to show you how I make my Greek lamb chops. So what we're going to do is start with a full rack of lamb. It's already comes pre-Frenched, but we're going to do a little cleanup, a little prep, and then I'm going to show you what I do to make it taste super awesome with a few spices that you can find at your house or at the grocery store. And the technique is all about how you apply the spices, what you do to prepare it beforehand, and then I'll give you a couple tips on how to make it the awesome way every time, foolproof method. So here we go. So here's a full rack of lamb. Comes like this from the store, no need to worry. Have plenty of these napkins on hand, paper towels. You gotta pat it dry. The key to all this is make sure that the meat is super dry. Ideally it has just come from the refrigerator and it's easier to work with when it's chilled. So what you wanna do is have a look at each of these bones and you wanna cut them before you cook them. This will ensure that it comes out just like the restaurants. So you take a look at each bone, super sharp knife, keep it sharp, that's your friend. And you wanna look at each bone and stick your knife right between the two bones, the two ribs. And you wanna let the knife do the work. And you set it up so that the bottom of the meat forms a little table and you know that you're gonna cut right in between each time. Beautiful piece. This one's a little thick because it's the end piece, don't worry about it. Set it down like that, nice and softly, and then we go on and do the second one right in between the two bones. And what I'm doing is I'm sticking my thumb right here so I know where the two rib bones are so that you don't have to cut through any bone. Watch how easy it is. Boom, just like butter. Super sharp knife, nice chilled meat, nice and dry. And we're gonna go through all these real quick, and we're gonna do each of them, lay them out nicely on a paper towel so it continues to be nice and dry all the way through this whole process. And we can move quickly through, just rotate it around. This is not only so that it looks good for the video, but it's easier for when you do your herbing and prep with your spices. And so we're gonna finish this up. Again, these come from the store just like this. I would take one rack for 2 people since these go down like little lollipops when they're cooked. And here we go. So we're done with the cooking, or with the cutting, excuse me. So that was super easy. So first thing you do is you wanna salt it. I'm using some special salt here, but you can just use any kind of salt. Grind your own salt. You can never over salt meat. Do not go light on the salt. The worst thing to taste, you know, when you're in a restaurant, is under salted meat, because all this beforehand will go away during the cooking process. Pepper, lots of it. And if you do it in this order, you start building layers of flavor. Oregano, again, not too much oregano because when it gets on the grill, it could turn bitter. And then a little bit of garlic powder, not garlic salt. We don't want to double our salt, we want to be able to control it. And the last thing that I use is a special little herb that I use for steaks as well. This has ground coffee in it and a little bit of cumin. It's fantastic. You can buy it at any store, but the key is ground coffee and cumin adds a little special flavor, and you want to just very lightly put it very surgically on here. Get stuff on to the back part here because this little fat area that we have left on is going to cook down, and that's where you want to not forget to get all the little herbs on there. And there you go. And what we would do is we'd flip this over and do both sides. Here's one that I've done beforehand, and so you see how much in terms of herbs you want to put on there. Do not put any oil. Dry rub is the key, and you want to make sure that when you put it on the grill, you flip it every couple minutes and only sprinkle it with lemon to your taste at the very end, because the lemon juice beforehand will tighten up the meat and make it very hard. So there you have it, foolproof method. Do it in that order. Super dry meat to start, nice and chilled, and with some lemon when you finish putting it on the table after it's done, and your guests and yourself are gonna be like, this is excellent restaurant quality food. Hope you enjoyed it.